All right, what is up, programmers? It is me, The Last Hodler, your friend and lead developer of freefaucet.io, and this is going to be another video on how you can land the absolute perfect software job for you and have a fantastic software development career. And if you're seriously serious about having a fantastic software development career, I would really suggest looking at my free ebook on the topic. Link is in the description. It's absolutely free. Put your wallet away. And this is going to be video number 2 on how you can land the perfect software development job for you. So the topic of this video today is going to be about skilling up, which is something that is absolutely crucial if you want to land a high-paying job, the kind of job that has responsibility, the kind of job where people are working on projects that you're leading, things like that. You want to make sure you're as highly skilled as possible at what you're doing. So what is the best way to skill up? Well, the first thing you need to think about when you're considering skilling up for a position is what exactly are the requirements for that position, and how can I become absolutely amazing at fulfilling those job requirements in the shortest period of time. So you really need to get as niche and specific as possible with exactly what you need to know to fulfill that job role. So some of the things you might want to think about is, what are the exact frameworks that I need to be proficient in to execute this job effectively? Because every position is going to have different requirements. If you're, say, an app developer, you're going to need to know the app development stack. But if you're going for a specific job, which you should be targeting a specific job, there's going to be a specific framework that you should know, certain things you should be able to do, and you really need to isolate those things, make a list of those things and say, I need to be able to do A, B, C, all of those things to a high degree of quality. So once you've decided what the job is that you want to go for and what those requirements are for you to be able to fulfill that role with skill and be a valuable member of a team, you need to start using those tools immediately and get really familiar with those tools. You need to know them inside out, upside down, back to front, upside down again, right? You need to know exactly how to do that job with those tools. Okay, so for example, let's think about a tool that every software developer needs to know, and that is a tool called Git. So what Git is a way that a lot of software development teams kind of make sure that all their code is in one place. People are making additions to the code, they're taking bits away, they're adding new things, they're changing things. It's the central repository for all code changes, and it's its own tool, and you really need to know how to use that tool. So what you would do if you were saying, hey, I don't know how to use Git yet, I'm new to software development, you need to go to the internet, type in Git documentation and start reading. Download Git, start fiddling around with the software, try to push your own code, try to look at other people's code, take that, make an addition to it, make a pull request, all that kind of thing. You need to be using the tools and getting highly effective at using those tools, because there's nothing worse than going to a job interview and they say, hey, how's your Ruby on Rails? And you say, well, I knew that I needed to know Ruby on Rails, but actually I'm not that good at it yet. I'm willing to learn, but I don't really know what I'm doing. That's going to be a red flag to your interviewer. They're going to say, well, hey, is this guy the right guy for the job? He doesn't even really seem to know the tools that we need. And that's going to be one of the first things that these job interviewers are trying to tick off their checklist of things that they need from someone they're going to employ for a role. So after you've figured out exactly what tools are required for your job position, you need to start using them and start making your own projects out of them. Start figuring out which projects already use these tools. Maybe on GitHub, there'll be a bunch of open source things that you can take a look at. You need to start working on those. You need to start reading that code, and you need to start working with those tools. Now, on the other hand, there's a lot of tools that you can learn in software development, and there's a lot of different stacks that you can learn in software development. So it's really important that you choose one. If you're completely new to software development, that is, it's really important that you choose one stack and get really familiar with that stack. So take, for example, backend web development. There's a few different software stacks that you can use to create the same website. Okay, you can use something called the LAMP stack, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP, and that's its own. What I mean by a stack of software tools is that it's a set of tools that all work really well together. And there are other stacks with other softwares that all complement each other, and you can pick and choose and kind of blend them together. But there are well-defined industry standard software stacks that you should be using. So you need to look up these stacks and say, hey, maybe I want to learn the LAMP stack and become a back-end developer. And once you learn all of those tools working together, then you're going to be really powerful as a back-end developer, and you're going to be able to execute these projects and write the code that works and be a productive member of the team. And that makes you incredibly employable. There's nothing worse than going to an interview and saying, well, I know a little bit of this and I know a little bit of that, but I'm really not sure how it all comes together, and I don't have many examples of work that I've been doing to prove that I actually have the skills to execute the work that I'm going to be required to do in this job position. So that brings me to the next part. Once you've skilled up, you're going to be equipped to make a fantastic portfolio with these tools that you've skilled up with. And actually, during the skilling up process, you're going to be making these little projects, in your basement, typing away, and you're going to have something to show for it. You're going to have built a little bit of a portfolio just from skilling up using these software tools. So skilling up the right way is really important, because if you're not if you're not skilling up on the right software, you're basically just wasting your time when you come to this interview that you've specifically targeted. You really need to super specifically target the skills that you want to build, and that will mean that you're able to build these skills a lot more quickly and a lot more effectively. So another way to skill up is by surrounding yourself with people that are in the industry that you want to be a part of and that are using the software stacks that you want to use. They'll have the similar jobs to you, and you need to surround yourself with these people because they know what it takes for you to be a proficient whatever developer you're trying to be. So if you're a front-end web developer, you need to get involved with front-end web development people, the kinds of people that have the skills that you're trying to gain by skilling up. And if you can make those people your mentors, then they'll be able to point you in the right direction on how you should be skilling up, sort of which sort of things you should be trying to avoid. Maybe they can include you on projects that they're working on and help you improve your skills. So mentorship is really important, and if you're able to find a mentor, then they're going to help you skill up a lot more quickly than if you're just poking around by yourself. It will be a much more straight pathway. And it seems like it might seem to you that finding a mentor would be really difficult. Like, where would I go to find a mentor? I don't really know anybody who's working in this space. I don't really know where I would find anybody that's working in this space and that can help you skill up. But a really great place to look for a mentor would be on GitHub, finding projects that are open source, something that you might be able to contribute to, and you might not have the skills yet to make any meaningful contributions, but at the end of the day, you could write documentation for these projects, things like that, and you will be meeting these people, even if it's just online, the kinds of people that will be able to help you to skill up, or at least point you into the direction that you need to go to gain these skills that you need for this job. So to recap, you really need to find out what softwares you need to be good at, and you need to be targeting those softwares specifically and skilling up on just those and not wasting your time on doing a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B. So that's get ultra specific. Okay, once you've got ultra specific, learn the full software stack. Okay, that's the second thing. Get those software tools that you know you need to use and start using them together. Start building projects with them all together, and you will learn the standard pathways to producing the content that you need to produce. So once you, let's say you use the LAMP stack, right? And you set up a web server using the LAMP stack, and then you want to make a login system. Once you've made a login system once using the entire LAMP stack, that will be a pathway forever for you making a login system, right? You'll know at least one way to make a login system from scratch. So that's the second thing. Learn the full stack, all right? And the third thing to recap is find a mentor. There's a lot of people out there, okay? There's a lot of people that would want to mentor people. And think about it. It's a lot of fun to mentor somebody. You feel smart, you get to help somebody. It's just a very positive thing. It's a very positive experience. And they don't have to put a lot of energy into mentoring you. Just maybe a half an hour discussion once a week, just a little email every now and then. I guarantee you that would be of great benefit to your skilling up. So that has been how to skill up to get the perfect job for you and have a fantastic software development career. Make sure you check out the ebook ebook. It's for free, so put your wallet away. It's not going to cost you anything. You might as well download it, even if you're not going to read it. So I've put the link in the description for that, and stay tuned for the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content so far, and join me for the next one.